Page 129. Third blessing down. Ki yeshmera Shabbat el yishmereni. Ki yeshmera Shabbat el yishmereni. Oti le'omead beino uveni. Oti le'omead beino uveni. Ki yeshmera Shabbat el yishmereni. Ki yeshmera Shabbat el yishmereni. Oti le'omead beino uveni. Oti le'omead beino uveni. There's a harmony that we often did at camp that I'll just sing it for you. It goes like this. Ki yeshmera Shabbat el yishmereni. Ki yeshmera Shabbat el yishmereni. Oti le'omead beino uveni. Oti le'omead beino uveni. I know you've learned it completely by now. Okay, so I know some of you have. Here we go. We'll do it a little lower if you want to do that harmony. Here we go. Ki yeshmera Shabbat el yishmereni. Ki yeshmera Shabbat el yishmereni. Oti le'omead beino uveni. Oti le'omead beino uveni.
That's my cue. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, Gordon. Good Shabbos to everyone. I see a lot of new faces here tonight, and I want to acknowledge you in a second. But before I do, I also want to acknowledge this is a little bit of a bittersweet Shabbat, a bittersweet day. We are celebrating Shabbat, of course, and we're going to be celebrating the baby naming of Dan, Jeannie and Guy's son, a little bit later, Dan Levin. And that, of course, is a very joyous occasion at his 7-month mark. Is that right? But we also laid to rest a very important member of our congregation this morning, David Margulies. Mary is here with her friend Susie, who came from Maryland for support. And a number of you were with me this morning when we were at Ner Tamid Cemetery for the funeral. And of course, that's very sad. And that's what a synagogue is. That's what a congregation is. We rejoice at births, at marriages. We mourn and offer support at funerals and other sad occasions. And I'm glad you're all here both to support Dan, our newest member of the congregation, and also Mary, who's going through a very difficult time right now. So I'm happy you're all here. I do want to acknowledge some of the new folks who are here. I see a number of you who are here from out of town. Some of you who've been here before, like Leora and Maxine, Mara's mom. Great to see both of you again. But I see some people who are here, I think, for the first time. So without making anyone uncomfortable, if you'd like, introduce your guests who are here. Shira, do you want to start?
We're delighted to have with us some of our oldest and dearest friends from Los Angeles, Wendy and Alan Rosenthal.
Thank you very much, Shira. And it's such a pleasure to be here, too. Too much time elapsed.
Welcome. 50 years, I think you guys have known each other. Anyone else want to introduce any other friends, family, guests? We have, I think, our newest members, actually. would you guys like to introduce yourselves to the congregation as our newest CBS members?
Thank you. My name is Jonathan Mincer. Some of you may recognize me. I work at the Jewish Community Relations Council. I just moved to Napa with my beautiful girlfriend, and we are officially members here.
My name's Michaela Van. I am a Napa local, and I'm starting a new job at Justin Siena in August as a full-time teacher.
Bruchim habayim, welcome. Welcome to the congregation. Okay, well, what I would like to do before we begin our prayer service is invite Guy and Jeannie up with Dan to light our Shabbat candles, and they're going to be called up a little bit later in the service for the baby naming, but I wanted them to honor us by doing that as well. And you can follow the blessing on page 120.
Do you want to say it?
Oh, say it first, okay.
Yeah,
Perfect.
and then I'll sing it.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Thank you. And we'll see you later in the service. We'll see how Dan does, right? We are going to continue on page 142 with the singing of Shalom Aleichem.
Let's do this one. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Shaharit, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Boachem L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, Baruch Hu, Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Baruch Hu Ni L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Teichem L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi melech malchei hamlachim HaKadosh HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Please turn back to page 138. As many of you know, there are several opening songs in the Kabbalat Shabbat service that are relatively new in Judaism, 16th century, that's not that old for us. And none of them are obligatory according to halakha, according to Jewish law. These songs written by mystics in the Galilee in the 16th century are really designed to inculcate in us a kind of kavanah, a kind of mindset or intentionality, so that we're in the right frame of mind, the right mood to begin the evening service. We often pick one here on Friday nights, but tonight we wanted to do two. So let's turn to Lecha Dodi. And for those of you who know Hebrew, just a quick note, as was a custom of this time, there are a number of stanzas here. There are 9 stanzas, and the first letter of each stanza spells out the words Shlomo HaLevi. And that's because this prayer was written by a guy named Shlomo, Solomon, the Levite. And he embedded his name for all eternity into this particular prayer. So now you know the author of the prayer, and Gordon's going to lead us in the melody.
Lecha Dodi likrat kahala Penei Shabbat mekapela Lecha Dodi likrat kahala Penei Shabbat mekapela Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad hishmianu El hamiyuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad Shemu tiferet v'letila Lecha Dodi likrat kahala Penei Shabbat nikabela Lecha Dodi likrat kahala Penei Shabbat nikabela Likrat Shabbat lachuvan elcha ki mekor habracha merosh mikedem nesucha sof maaseh b'makshavat techila Lecha Dodi likrat kala Penei Shabbat nekabela Lecha Dodi likrat kala Penei Shabbat nekabela. Now, I want to point out, we're not going to be spelling Shlomo's entire name. We're only going to be spelling out a part of his name. So we're going to jump to number 8. Yamin usmol tifroti ve'et Adonai ta'ariti ayad ish ben parti v'nismecha v'nagila Lecha Dodi likrat kala Penei Shabbat nekabela Lecha Dodi likrat kala Penei Shabbat nekabela Boi v'shalom Ateret balahagam b'simcha Uvetzohola toch emune am segula Boi chala Boi chala Lecha Dodi likrat kala Penei Shabbat nekabela Lecha Dodi likrat kala Penei Shabbat nekabela.
And now that we have welcomed in the Shabbat bride to sit with us tonight, let us turn to page 144 and remain standing as we continue with the Chatzi Kaddish.
Yitkadal, Yitkadash, Shemei Rabbah, V'yalma divrach hirute v'yamlich malchute b'cha yechov yom echon uchayedecho beit Yisrael ba'agala uvizman ka'ariv ve'imeru amen. Yehi shmira ba'mevarach le'olam u'lo me'almaya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitalev v'yitala shemei dekudesha barich Lamin kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiran bialma ve'imeru amen.
Our call to worship, the Baruch Hu, is on page 146.
La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach Baruch Adonai HaMevorach HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed HaMevorach HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed.
Please join me in English at the bottom of page 149. This is an hour of change. Within it we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother and my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? Baruch atah Adonai hama'ariv aravim. Page 151 at the bottom. Wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol. All these things your Torah gives to us. And the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives. What could be a truer token of your abiding love than this holiest of your works and the living language that gives it form? Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed.
Please be seated.
V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha uv'chol nafshecha uv'chol meodecha V'hayu hadavarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavacha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lektecha v'derech uv'shokbecha uv'kumecha Ukshartam lo'ot al yadecha, v'hayu totafot beinenecha, uktavtam al mezuzot beitecha, uvisharecha. Lema'an tiskaru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai, v'tem kedoshim le'lohechem, Ani Adonai Elohechem, Asher hotzeti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim, Lihiot lachem leElohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem.
Amen. Page 158. You know, sometimes in the liturgy, in the Siddur, we make declarations. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord is one. A quintessential statement of monotheism. Sometimes we offer blessings. Baruch atah Adonai, blessed are you, Adonai our God. And sometimes in our liturgy, we just ask questions. And this particular prayer, Mi Chamocha, begins with a question. Mi Chamocha, who is like you, Adonai, among the gods that are worshipped? It's been set to beautiful music. Miriam sings this song along with the other Israelite women when they are finally free from bondage and slavery. And we're going to celebrate with them tonight.
Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha ne'edar b'kodesh, nora tehilo, ose fele, malachutecha ra'u banecha, Bokei ayam lifnei Moshe uMiriam, ze Eli anu ve'amru, Adonai yimlo le'olam ba'eh. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha ne'edar b'kodesh, Nora tehilot, ose fele, ose fele.
Please join me at the top of page 161. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom, aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, l'shalom. Hamidenu shomreinu l'chayim. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Amen. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, l'shalom. V'hamidenu shomreinu l'chayim. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Amen. Shelter us beneath your wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us, God, wrong from right. Amen. 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 Amen.
The Amidah is on page 164. If you're able, please rise.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi agita hilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanorah El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim V'Konei Hakol V'Zocher Chastei Avot V'Imahot U'Mevi Geula Livnei V'Nehem L'Ma'an Shemo B'Yahava Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen Baruch Atah Adonai Magen Avraham V'Ezrat Sarah Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai Mechaye HaKol Atah Rav L'Hoshia Morid Hata Mechalkel Chaim Bechesed Mechaye HaKol Berachamim Rabim Somech Noflim V'Rofei Cholim Umatir Asurim Umekayem Emunato Lishenei Afar Michamocha B'Gevurot Umidom Melach Melech Memit Umechayeh Umatzmiach Yeshua V'ne'eman Atah Lahachayot HaKol Baruch Atah Adonai Mechayeh HaKol Atah Kadosh V'Shimcha Kadosh U'Kdoshim K'chol Yom Yahalalucha Selah Baruch Atah Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh. Page 178. Shalom Rav Al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam 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 Ki Ata Hu Melech Adon Lechol HaShalom Ki Ata Hu Melech Adon Lechol HaShalom Shalom Rav Al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam Shalom Rav Al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam V'tov einecha levarech et amcha Yisrael וטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך, בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם.
At this point in our service, we pause to ask God to offer healing to those in need of the blessing of refuah shlema, full and complete healing, those who are injured in body, in spirit, in heart on this Shabbat. And we ask God to bestow the bracha, the blessing of refuah shlema, on the following men and women from our congregation or those known and loved by our community. Ilana Massey, Kirk Whitlatch, Kathy Rotto, Aaron Ledden, Michaela Cohen, Tracy Adams, Don Copeland, Nancy Pollock, Pat Shapiro, Denise Robinson, Alianza Chavez, Sherry Levson, Joyce Sheffrin, Doug Gill, Craig Miller, Len Dannon, Judy Nimo, Paul Bisberg, Stacy Bressler, Harriet Lehman, Jolene Jackson, Irving Sten Jr., Megan McCaskey, Susan Early, Terry Wright, Jude Brown, Robbie Josselson, and David Gallagher. And if anyone has a name they'd like to add to our healing list, I invite you to share it with us. The Misha Berach is on page 511.
Misha Berach Avotenu Mikor HaBracha Limotenu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mishe Berach Imotenu Mikor HaBracha Lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
Shabbat Shalom. Good Shabbos again, and a special Shabbat Shalom and welcome to those of you who are here from out of town or who are here for the first time. We're happy that you're celebrating Shabbat with us. How's the check-in with Dan? He's doing great. Just a few more minutes. So many summers ago, I visited an historical park on the Big Island of Hawaii. Anyone been to the Big Island of Hawaii? Probably quite a number of people in this congregation. And it strikes me, the place I visited, as especially relevant this week when we read a double Torah portion called Matot Maseh. In old Hawaiian culture, if a person broke a taboo, betrayed a trust, harmed someone, or was a non-combatant during a time of war, they were in big trouble, regardless of whether they'd committed an actual transgression or were just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Often, they only had one place to turn in order to find safety. It was called a pu'u honua, a place of refuge. It was in the ruins of one of these places of refuge that I visited during this trip. Once inside the boundaries of the pu'u honua, nobody could touch you. No blood could be shed within its walls. The place of refuge was sacred ground, and anyone who violated its sanctity would then themselves become guilty of a great offense. Now, while inside this safe haven, those who had committed wrongs were given a second chance, a new lease on life. They had time to offer prayers, perform rituals of contrition, and ask for forgiveness. Sound familiar? If we look back even further, deep into our own ancient narrative in the Torah, we find a parallel tradition. In a section in this week's Torah portion, and we're going to be studying it tomorrow morning, we read about Arei HaMiklat, the Israelite cities of refuge. These 6 cities of refuge, 3 were on the west side of the Jordan and 3 were on the east side of the Jordan, served a vital role in ancient biblical life. Like their Hawaiian counterparts, these cities were the last hope for some people, places of protection where no blood could be spilled. There were already laws, rules, and practices in place for atoning for sins, property disputes, and conflicts between neighbors and family members. What wasn't clear, even in the Torah, was how to deal with a situation when somebody was killed unintentionally. In that era of tribal vendettas, you were as good as dead, even if the death you were responsible for was purely the result of an accident. And accidents occurred constantly in a world where work was often very physical and very dangerous. The priests and Levites would be of little help to you if someone wanted to avenge a death by coming after you to kill you as payback. But since Judaism is a religion based on justice that urges us over and over again to pursue it, our tradition had to find a just solution to this dilemma. The Arei Miklat, the cities of refuge, were created for precisely this reason, both to save innocent lives and to try to construct a society where justice and not vengeance was the guiding principle. With the pursued individual safe within the confines of a sanctuary city, the wheels of justice could start to turn. Witnesses would be called, trials held, and judgments made. If the accidental death was caused by negligence, then the appropriate punishment would be meted out or the proper restitution made. If the unintentional death was not the result of negligence, then no crime had truly occurred, and the innocent person could leave the city of refuge and try to start over with a clean slate. The city of refuge would have saved a life. And as Judaism teaches us, one who saves a single life is treated as one who has saved the entire world. Like the situation in native Hawaii, And back in our own biblical era, there are people in today's world seeking protection and shelter. There are still refugees out there in search of safe havens, refugees with broken hearts, wounded souls, and perplexed minds. We need to welcome these people with open arms. We need to create warm, hospitable environments where we make room for seeking, questioning, challenging, evolving. Today, our synagogues and Jewish institutions must become sanctuaries in the truest sense of the word, communities that are welcoming and inclusive, that open their tents like Abraham and Sarah as far as they can possibly stretch. The postmodern sanctuary can no longer be a mere physical structure with walls, doors, and pulpits. It should instead be a mode of being, a refuge for seekers and strugglers, a resting place for the restless and the weary, a shelter where personal and communal transformation is not only possible, but encouraged. That is my heartfelt wish for this postmodern congregation and for all of us on this special Shabbat. Ken Yehi Ratzon, may it be God's will. Okay, Dan, you ready? As promised, let me switch mics here. We have a baby naming, and I guess technically Dan is our newest member, of the congregation. And I like to call Guy and Jeannie Levin up to the bima, along with Dan. Dan Joseph Levin, who, as I said earlier, is 7 months old. So come a little closer. We are so happy to celebrate this. Oh, look at how happy you are. Oh, boy. You are smiling and happy, and you've been doing great tonight. He's jumping around and dancing. All right, we're done. No, we have some special things we'd like to say. Dan, welcome to the world. We are delighted that you are our newest member. Guy and Jeannie, you've been members of our congregation for several years now. We have benefited from your presence, from your participation. And Guy, you just finished your term as a board member of our congregation. I still remember recruiting Guy at, where did we meet for lunch? Norman Rose. We met at Norman Rose. We had lunch together, and I successfully recruited Guy to join the board, and you contributed in a very positive and wonderful way for the last couple of years. And now you get to be a civilian, which I'm sure you're happy about. Jeannie, we are just so happy that you've been a part of this community too. And I know that both of you are busy with your jobs and with families living very far away, but now you have your own growing family, and we're excited to celebrate with you, to support you, and to be with you in the months and years ahead. So I want to read a few words for you and for Dan. Our God, source of all life, we thank you for the countless blessings you have given us. We thank you especially for the sacred joy and privilege of parenthood, which adds profound meaning and purpose to our existence. Grateful for your gift of new life, Guy and Jeannie have come into this sanctuary to thank you and to ask your guidance in the upbringing of their newborn son. Grant to these parents wisdom, patience, and devotion that they may raise their son to live in accordance with your Torah. In this synagogue and in the presence of this holy congregation, we give to this newly born child, Dan Joseph Levin, the name Dan Ben Gavriel. May it become a name honored in the household of Israel. Extend your shelter over him and give him love, health, and understanding. May Dan so grow and live as to become a blessing to his parents and family, to the Jewish people, and to all humanity. And let us all say, Amen. Now, Guy and Jeannie, as I mentioned earlier, I would love for you to share a few words about how you came to choose this particular name.
Thank you, Rabbi, and thank you, congregation. Shabbat Shalom. We're absolutely thrilled to introduce Dan Joseph to the community properly. I think this is his first Shabbat. We chose the name Dan after my late father, who we lost in 2010. He was born in Jerusalem, grew up in London, and was a successful advertising executive and entrepreneur. He was a kind, elegant, generous, funny man who's deeply missed, and very happy to honor him by passing on the name to Dan. And Joseph is an important name in Jeannie's family. It's the name of her great-grandfather, her grandfather, and even her middle name is Josephine, so is drawn from it. But in particular, we wanted to honor Jeannie's maternal grandfather, Joseph, who was a New Yorker through and through, grew up in Brooklyn, served in the US Army in the Second World War, and ultimately settled in Sussex in England, and was an intellectual. He was a maths professor. And we are very happy to have his name as Dan's middle name.
Well, what I would like to do, thank you for that beautiful explanation about the origin of Dan Joseph. I'd like to offer a Misha Berach, a very specific one for this newborn son of yours. Misha Berach Avotenu, Avraham Yitzchak v'Yaakov, v'imotenu, Sarah Rivka Rachel v'Leah, hu yavarech et hayeled harach hazeh, v'yizku aviv v'imo legadlo, lechancho ulechochmo, v'yihu yadav v'libo le'el emunah, v'nomar amen. May God, who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Leah, and Rachel, bless this child, that's you, with life and health. May he be a joy to his parents. May he live to bring honor to the house of Israel, blessings to humanity, and glory to the name of God. And Gordon, would you lead us in the Shechianu?
Yeah, you'll find it on 648, as if you like. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kimanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kimanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Amen.
I think he's had just about enough, but we're almost done with services. Please be seated, or actually stay standing if you can. We're going to all rise for the Aleinu on page 586.
Let's see. Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon ha'kol, la'tei gedula le'yotzer breshit, shelo asanu kegoye haratzot, v'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chalkenu kahem, v'gohora le'nu k'chol hamonam, v'anachnu korim, u'mishachavim u'modim, Lifnei melech malachei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu v'ne'emar v'haya Adonai l'melech al kol haaretz hayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo Ushemo echad.
Please be seated. I'd like to offer a prayer for the people of Israel. It was written by Anat Hoffman from the Israel Religious Action Center, Iraq, in Jerusalem. In this sacred moment, give us hope for Israel and her future. Renew our wonder at the miracle of the Jewish state. In the name of the pioneers who made the deserts bloom, give us the tools to cultivate a diversity of Jewish expression in Israel. In the name of our fallen soldiers, give us courage to stand up to the words and ways of the zealots, those in our own midst and those among our neighbors. In the name of Israeli inventors who have amazed the world with their innovations, help us apply the same ingenuity to finding a path to peace. In the name of all these women and men, grant us the strength to conquer doubt and despair in Israel and in all the world, replacing doubt with action, replacing despair with hope. And let us all say, Amen. I have the great honor and privilege, and I see she's getting ready already, to call up new old board member, Sandy Hyman, to the Bema to share some important announcements with us. And I know Sandy's been practicing all week for these announcements. So they're going to be extra special, right?
Shabbat Shalom. Where do I go? The most recent CBS newsletter with information on all temple events is available on the CBS website, and there is a takeaway flyer in the lobby. Join Rabbi Goldstein at 10:30 tomorrow morning for Torah study. Sunday swims at the shul with a pool. Isn't that a great name, shul with the pool? Will take place on Sunday, July 12th in the morning. They will continue every Sunday from now until Labor Day. 2 4-hour sessions will take place at 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. Registration is required and can be done online. Please register prior to the day so we can get life cards if needed. That means please register. Lunch and Learn, motion is lotion. Robin, raise your hand. Motion is lotion. Moving to Stay Healthy will be led by Robin Stern on Wednesday, July 15th at 12 o'clock. Please register online. Summer Ulpan is taking place Wednesday nights at 6 p.m. Join in this lively Hebrew conversation course. See Amy Hall and Ernie Weir with questions. Mark your calendars. Our first installment of Shared Shabbat Dinner will take place on August 7th. See the website for details and register online. Please remember, this is a reminder, CBS is still participating in the vehicle donation program. Make Shabbat sweeter by contributing baked goods to our weekly onigs. I think buying them at Costco is also a good idea. Tonight's onig is sponsored by the Levin family in honor of Dan's naming. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Thank you, Sandy. As we near the end of our service, we think of those who are no longer with us, those who have passed on recently and in seasons past. We remember those who have died during the past 12 months. Donna Schechter, Carolyn Goldman, Victor Alcott, Robin Frank, Mark James Milberg, Joan Wilmert, Buddy Melian, Marilyn Sazatska, Joshua Ariel Stolman, Audrey Lieberstein, Ernie Hine, Myra Lieber, Evelyn Sherman, and just this morning, he was buried, David Margulies. We also honor and remember the art sites, the anniversaries of the deaths of John Hagan, Claude Roy, Alan Jerome Simon, Irene Myers, Favel Dumfort, Judy Lynn, Melvin David Deller, Max Goldman, Miriam Silver, Frida Landau, Estelle Neiman, Jacob Neiman, Rosanna Wright, Harry Kahn, Marjorie Hollingsworth, Alan Simon, William Chiat, Jose Samuelson, Victor Silver, Judith Stern, Steve Woolston, Charlotte Catton, Rhoda Greendorfer Kapchan, and Molly Greendorfer. And if anyone has a name that they'd like to add to our list, please share it. The Mourner's Kaddish is on page 598. Please rise. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shmei Rabbah be'alma divra chirtei v'yimlich malchutei b'chayechon u'vyomechon u'v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael ba'agala u'vizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach le'alam u'lamei almaya yitbarach v'yishtabak v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitalel v'yitalal shmei d'kudsha b'richu Le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shmaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imrumav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the source of peace grant peace to all those in mourning and comfort to all those who are bereaved. And let us all say amen. Please be seated. Gordon, you've been strangely quiet tonight. Usually we have this back and forth repartee and you have all these quips and jokes. You're just doing music tonight.
You haven't fed me any material.
Okay. It's always the straight man, right? It's the straight man's fault.
You have a big job.
I know. Anyway, he's going to do our final song.
I've been working on the final song. That's why I got really quiet. We're going to do a Adon Olam. You had asked me last week. You said, "Why is it?" Do you remember what you asked? Why is it that Adon Olam just seems to work for like you could put any melody to it? So I have chosen a melody that doesn't work. You'll find out in a second. But it's still apropos. So I'm going to do the best I can. Let's see. Okay, it goes like this. Start it slow. We're going to attempt to do Adon Olam. We'll call that verse 1, and then we'll do verse 2. Then we'll do Adon Olam again. That'll be verse 1. Call that the chorus, and then we'll do verse 3. That might be as far as we get. We may not even get that far, okay? Adon Olam, Adon Olam asher malach, b'terem kol yitzir nira, le'et nasa, בחפצו כל אזי מלך שמו נקרא ואחרי ככלות הכל לבדו ימלוך נורא והוא היה והוא הווה והוא יהיה בתפארה. Back to Adon Olam. Adon Olam, Adon Olam asher malach בטרם כל יציר נברא לעת נשא וחסר כל אזי מלך שמו נקרא והוא אחד ואין שני להמשילו להכבירה בלי ראשית בלי תכלית ולא העוז והמזרח. Did you recognize it?
I recognized it.
Okay.
I can't articulate what it was, but I recognized it.
Well, if you can't articulate what it was, then you didn't get what it was. But I don't want to put you on the spot right now. Effie, you don't know either? Babyface.
Babyface, that's right. Okay.
That was for Dan, especially. It'll be.
Okay, let's rise. And by popular request, a few members have wanted to do the longer version of Kiddush, so let's do that right now. Gordon?
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu Bad kadsho bi'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zicharon lema'aseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila lemikra'ei kodesh zecher l'tziat mitzrayim ki vanu v'acharta v'yotanu קידשת מכל העמים, ושבת קדשך בארצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני בקדש השבת.
L'chaim. And in anticipation of our wonderful oneg, let's do the motzi together.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. B'tei avon.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat.